All right, so we have 9Q and 9Q. Okay, okay. That's not finished. We need to. So we can go like here, and then turn. And you're gonna give black a lot of influence. You could also go like this, and that's a lot of influence as well. So black can just immediately punish. This is really greedy. We need to finish our Joseki, and then you can do that. But probably the top right is more interesting. So this is very good for black so far. Probably here. I know you're worried about the cut, but this block should be good. Maybe it's okay. I really, really want to block this. Maybe just like this or something. Or maybe, I don't know, like this or like this. But I really want to fix this cut right. I really want to block right here, and then think about it. But okay, I understand the concern. This is a very strange approach. What's wrong with just approaching? I don't know. I feel like White's opening is very strange, so I'm assuming he's going to be good at the fighting in the middle game. But I think White needs to study the opening. So my first instincts are going to be either take the base or take the points. Probably just take the points is good. Honestly, it's just good. Maybe here. It's just good, even if he lives. I mean, who cares? You get so much territory. Maybe you need a bottom move somewhere. I don't know. Okay, so it looks like you have the same idea. The other option is to go like right here, and then maybe he 3-3s. But yeah, that looks like wrong direction to play. Okay. The first thing we consider is always, can we cut? Maybe, but maybe he's bad. Maybe wrong direction to play because open skirt. So maybe it's bad. But okay. But just always consider it. This is a little bit strange because why would we want the open skirt instead of the guaranteed territory? And if our opponent's going to live, this lets them live while taking our base. Versus here, we're alive and they have to make life on the side with an open skirt. So if you're saying which one do you think is worse for White and better for you, I would definitely say this one. So I don't like that you're forcing White into the corner right here because I think that's good, a good exchange for White. Cutting points. Just here. Just stay strong. Just push. Boop, boop. You have cutting points all over the place. Very strange shape. You know what I bet it is? You know what I bet it is? I think it's this Nobi down. I think it's this. Maybe just Hane there, there, there. I just realized that maybe that's what it is. Yeah. That's probably good enough. That looks a lot better. I think it's this block. That's probably what it is. If you get this and this, now that cutting foot's fine. This is just an Atari, so yeah, I think that's what it is. It's been bugging me. It was bugging me like why that shape was bad. Normally you don't push, you just block because now you have the jump through or the push. And if they go up, then you can jump. So it's not worth the point to give them solid shape. Reasonable, but I would just fix the cut. If you fix the cut, you have a base right here. You don't need one down there. But if you go here, you still have a cut, and that's still not alive. Also, why are we pushing and like why are we even playing this stuff right here if we're gonna go play defense? We are the aggressor right now. We need to take the base. That way, if they push and cut, you are attacking while running. Like White is getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So I think this is too soft. When you have the chance to like punch your opponent in the face, you need to punch him in the face. That's how you win. That's how you win a fight. Is you punch your opponent in the face. If you never punch your opponent in the face, how are you gonna win the fight? I don't understand. I don't understand where your brain's at, because white plays the Hane. So you played here, which I thought made a base for your stones. Okay, but then white plays the Hane and threatens to take the base, and you just go make territory. So I don't understand why you played here in the first place. Then why not just go make the territory? And if I lose power, I apologize. There's a loud thunderstorm outside. So I don't quite understand your thinking here. So was this for a base?
Yeah, in retrospect, that makes sense. Yeah, I was trying to do that for a base, and I got it in my head that second line moves. Yeah, but yeah, I see how that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, so second line moves. Now I understand why you didn't play this one. Okay, yeah. So second line moves are bad, and well, not bad, but second line moves are slow unless it has to do with the base. That's what makes it important in the opening. So you can also think about like this one, right? This one is like, oh, it's slow. We should be making a base, but we can make our base in the corner while taking black space. So black responds to keep his base, and of course you'd want to respond here, but then you lose the base, right? So you make the base. So this is a free exchange for white because we threatened black space and then made our base. So that's why we play second line, is because of bases.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and as S17 remains the AI's favorite move, like throughout the whole first half of the game.
Yeah, it's a really important, by the way. It's both players' bases, basically. Yeah, it has to do with white space while also taking black space. So that's why it's such a valuable move. But I think it's like, this is one thing is like, just because the AI suggests it doesn't mean anything unless you understand why. And the why is bases. So here, base. So yeah, I think that's why your game is looks strange, because I don't think you understand bases. That seems like a big thing that I'm seeing so far. White doesn't. It looks like white struggles with direction of play a little bit. White tries to be. I don't know. I don't. I want to say like, but it's just to me it just looks inaccurate. But I would have to like talk with him and talk with Quma to see like, you know, what they like, what they were thinking about, why they made the choice to understand the opening. But to me, it just looks inaccurate or strange. So here, definitely Hane, because that's just cuttable. It's just cuttable. So the reading here is, but you didn't see it. So what's going through your head? What you thinking about? Why not cut?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that attach on the top of the invading stone is like automatic, but yeah, clearly the protecting the cut is huge.
Okay. Habits. So yeah. I don't know if you watched the Classy Approach series, but in the series I talk about 9Q to 7Q is all about what habits you build. That's what's going to make the single digit Qs hard or easy for you. So right now it sounds like you have a habit to make it a shape that you know, instead of like understanding fundamentally why would we surround here versus cutting off the stone. Like fundamentally we need to know knight's moves are cuttable. Are we making influence? Are we making a base? Are we attacking? Are we defending? Yeah, just understanding those fundamentals. Technically the push and cut with OT. Yeah, but I'm mostly just trying to like show that this is a move to consider. I think Doiron's talking about like this stuff. But this is reading. That's we're not reading yet. We're not reading at Nike yet. We're mostly like checking cutting points and understanding bases. Now, with that being said, if you had said that I looked at O2, but I saw the cutting point, so I decided to go here, that would be correct thinking. But how you arrive at your conclusion is more important than the conclusion. Does that make sense? So I think habits is very important. I really hate these cutting points. Like I can't. I'm trying to ignore them. Like that's how I'm like looking at O2s. I'm just trying to ignore the cutting points, pretend they don't exist. But they're really bugging me. We got to watch our cutting points at Q level. It's the most important thing at Q level is cutting points and bases.
Is it the fact that they're like 3 spaces away from each other, or just that they're there generally?
What do you mean? 3 spaces.
Like the cut at Q7 and the cut at P5, that they're so close to each other leaves a lot of margin.
I think it's because it's on the same group, same string of stones.
Yeah, right.
So so one cutting point is sometimes manageable. Of course, you don't want to get cut if you don't have to. But the problem is you have one eye, like half an eye right here. This is just influence, which would be great if you were alive, but if you're not, potentially this is a weak group. This is a dragon. Like, where's your base? So having one cutting point is maybe manageable. 2 is a little risky especially without a base. 3 is very dangerous. If none of your stuff is alive, 3 is very dangerous. But the fact that you have a dragon that has 2 cutting points, and half an eye. Now, granted, it's not like easy to attack this because the influence technically is eye space, but you have no side base, right? So you've made it something that's not basic. It's just annoying. Okay, so here, push to the edge is the first instinct. What? That's strange. But I think there's this shape. So, how do I want to play this out? Because we have this, which looks good for you. So we can't just extend. And there's also this, even if it worked. So I don't think we can just extend. We get Atari out. I don't know. This move's fine. I can't find anything obviously wrong with it. My instinct was to go here though, but this is probably worse because, yeah, this just looks worse. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. I really wish white was here. I want to know what white's aim is because all I see is a ladder that doesn't work and a stone that's dead in the corner. However, I think you need to Nobi because if you Atari and go right here, this is alive. Do you know this life and death shape? It's a very common one to the Shamari.
No.
So usually it's here, 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 and white's alive.
Okay.
So it's the attachment, which you're supposed to learn at single digit Q. So it's not like you're supposed to know it yet, right? It's just something that you learn at single digit Q somewhere. You learn this attachment, which involves this life and death. So now you know it, right? Now you know that exists. So this is a very similar situation that this Atari can lead to this life. So it's just, why give it to him? Why not just Nobi? And then the stone looks dead in the corner. Like, what do you do? I don't know. I'm actually not sure what white's aiming at here. And then white just kills the corner. But the thing is, I don't understand what white's trying to go after, but you keep not punishing him. So I don't know. So for the sake of time, probably I'm just gonna go ahead and start wrapping this one up. But I would say white has some very interesting ideas. I'm just not sure what white's after. So show up to the review so I could answer your questions, I guess. But it's definitely bases and cutting points. And for white, I think look at the open sides and largest frameworks. For opening, it's open corners and then open sides, like the widest side. And then look at the middle game is about largest framework. I think that'll give you a little bit better direction of play. I think white is maybe confused or lacking direction. I'm not sure. But the moves just seem strangely placed to me, and I don't quite understand what the goal is. So I can't tell you why the goal is wrong. But I can tell you that something's wrong because you're just dying. And then for black, bases and cutting points. So there's the name for the life and death shape that I just showed. I don't know of any name. but maybe Sensei's library. Let's look up Shamari attach. I don't know why I just spelled that way. Not seeing any attachments to it. There we go. White's techniques. Go through here. You're gonna probably have to like dig a little, but maybe that'll help. You can see the attachments, and then the attachments will lead to the follow-ups, which can lead to the life and death. Yeah, you'll have to dig a little and do some like reading, but hopefully that'll help. Now I can't even close this. Whatever. The Zoom is blocking me from closing it. Okay, so yeah, hopefully that gives you something to work on.